Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, guys, today I know this is not advantages to forward-facing sonar. Not something that you'd expect an old fart to be talking about. Not something you'd be expecting someone who pretty much relies on other methods of fishing to fish tournaments, but I do have an advantage to forward-facing sonar that I want to talk about and see if I can't get some of my old friends. When I say old, I don't mean old like we've known each other a long time. I'm saying old like me, to kind of at least be open to the fact that there might be an advantage here that forward-facing sonar is presenting to us as tournament anglers. Guys, stick around. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. Thanks for tuning in. This is kind of an out-of-the-box way to look at this situation, and I just want to kind of present this and see what you guys think. We know that each of the tournament organizations have done something a little bit different. Bass is saying, hey, use forward-facing sonar all the way. NPFL is saying not at all. Major League Fishing is saying on one period, off another period. This is where I think that forward-facing sonar might be adding something to the sport of bass fishing. I think that this season is going to present a tremendously interesting new set of strategies for anglers to use. They're going to have to, because the guys who just rely on forward-facing sonar all the time are not going to be able to do what they've been doing in the past. I know, and again, some of us older guys are of the opinion that, hey, you put forward-facing sonar down, you look for fish, you throw at a fish, you catch a fish, and boom, 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 you got 5 fish in a matter of 5 minutes, and it's that easy, and it makes somebody into a world-class fisherman when they wouldn't be otherwise. Using forward-facing sonar is not that kind of a deal. Even though it appears to be, it's not. You don't catch every fish you look at. In fact, you don't catch even half the fish you look at. And from a strategy standpoint of using forward-facing sonar, what I've found and what I've talked to a lot of my friends who are professionals who say the same thing is, you really need to, in practice, devote a good chunk of your time during practice to finding those areas that you can use forward-facing sonar on. It's pretty much an all or nothing kind of game. So if you spend 3 days of practice finding those areas that you can use forward-facing sonar, but then you're only allowed to use it for 1 period a day, that means your other 2 periods a day are going to be whatever it is, going to the bank or fishing brush piles or throwing the docks or whatever, and you will not have spent very much time during practice refining those areas and those places where you can do that, which to me is going to really kind of change the strategy. Do guys rely on forward-facing as much? Do they go all in on, for example, in the invitationals, do they go all in on forward-facing on the days that they can use it and then just hope for the best on the other days? Really try and rack up the weights on day 1 so that they can just kind of have a mediocre day on day 2 and be able to kind of slide into the finals. And on the BPT, that changes that strategy completely, because now it's 1 period, and then the other periods you have to go and fish. From a viewer standpoint, I think it's a great idea, because I think that the viewers will watch the old school types of fishing. But I think that the other part is it brings an entire new set of strategies to the individual anglers that they're going to have to figure out, that they're going to have to kind of navigate through these strategies. And that might just be interesting for us as viewers to kind of watch how they adapt to those strategies. The one thing that we can absolutely say is that no angler, no professional angler has ever had to adapt to this change, this rule structure change in this way, using this very important piece of technology and now having it be on and off. So from a Major League Fishing standpoint, and from in those two sets of tournaments, BPT and the Major League Fishing Invitationals, it is going to bring an entirely new set of strategies that no one's seen before, that no one's used before, and that as viewers, we are completely unaware of how that's going to play out. Is it going to play out that forward-facing guys get crushed when it comes to old school techniques? Is it going to show that they can handle their own, but when forward-facing sonar gets used, it dominates? I don't know what it's going to show, but I do think it's going to be interesting from a standpoint of bringing it, like I said, new strategies to this sport, which can't be all bad for the viewers of Major League Fishing, those two circuits. Guys, tell me what you think about this. I'm interested to see what the new tournament season brings, especially on Major League Fishing. It'll, just to address the Bass and the MPFL, I think they have their own contrast on the two different leagues. Do people continue to watch Bass? Do more people go to MPFL? And we always got to look at the variables that go into that. Right now, MPFL is a difficult tournament circuit to watch just because of the actual platform that they use. But if they could modify that to make it easier to watch, I think they could actually bring in more viewers than they've ever seen before. We're getting a little bit off topic, but again, I do think it's going to be an interesting year in terms of all of those variables and those different strategies. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments. We would absolutely appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow the community, and we would appreciate it if you would subscribe and watch our videos Monday through Friday. It is Friday, so we hope that you have a great weekend, and we will see you again on Monday. Take care, everybody.